Welcome to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. And today with me we have both Kirsten Hastings, and Kirsten is the Recreation Coordinator too over Youth Services. So I'd like to welcome you along with Deandra Mestis. And Deandra, you're part-time after-school coordinator. Is that your position title?
That and youth counselor.
And youth counselor.
Yes.
And so you're with the Parks and Recreation Department part-time then. And so you work in that capacity as well. So welcome, both of you.
Thank you
for being here and talking with us a little bit about what you do and your background as well, and telling us probably more than anything else about the adult, the after-school program. As people who actually oversee that type of a program, it's always wonderful to have them come in and actually discuss what they do, because this is a program that Parks and Recreation has done for about the last 5 to 6 years. And it's one that we really try to emphasize that we're offering to the public, and we do it very well. The one thing I wanted to talk about also is there was about 2 years ago we made a move, and 2 years ago I think it was actually for the better. We were at the Parks and Recreation Center complex, and they had the back room with the child care center area started to take over some of the banquet room areas. And so one of the nice things was that we actually did move, and we made that move to the previous Boys and Girls Club, and to that facility. We're still working on that facility. We'll talk a little bit more about that in the segments upcoming. And then today we're going to find out the complexities of the operation for after-school facilities, along with programming, and also some of the costs and things of that nature. And we'll get into that with Deandra a little bit more too, as well as Kirsten. And let me just kind of identify a little bit as to after-school programs, because I've been in Parks and Recreation pretty much all my life, or parks management most of my life. And one of the things that we've always been involved with was after-school programming. It's rather interesting because there's so many different things off of the web that you can pull information on. Carmen Caldwell, she's a master's in psychology for youth. She basically indicates that after-school programs provide a unique balance of academics, play, and character development for children ages 6 weeks to 5 years. And it blends child-initiated and teacher-directed activities to nurture children socially, emotionally, physically, and intellectually. And the goal of creating well-rounded individuals also extends to our after-school program for older students. And so that was from Carmen Caldwell. We also have Nida Lowy, and she's a school teacher, but she stated, study after study has confirmed that after-school programs help students learn while ensuring that children are safe and productive after regular school days end. Governor Mike Beebe of Arkansas stated, good after-school programs can further enrich a student's education while providing safe and well-organized afternoon programs. The same can be said for summer programs, which can keep young minds actively learning during the months between school years. Chris Paul, who's the all-star point guard for the NBA's New Orleans Hornets, participating in an after-school program growing up made a priceless impact on me and my brother. The unforgettable experiences that we shared helped me become the person I am today. That speaks volumes. It's a blessing to be part of this city as we continue to come together, build stronger communities for our youth. And I think that's basically stated throughout the United States. Representative Dale Kildee of Michigan stated, indeed, the hours between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. are prime opportunities for unsupervised children to get into trouble. Many working or job-seeking parents have little choice but to leave their children alone, making them vulnerable for drugs and alcohol, gangs, teen pregnancy, and other harmful behaviors. After-school programs have proven results to combat these programs. And finally, Mayor Carl Dean of Nashville, Tennessee stated, a student only spends about 20% of their time in the classroom. We need to make sure there are consistent after-school programs available specifically for our middle school students and most of our high school needs. And so he was basically even talking above the age groups that we even entertain. And so again, I want to just express, especially to those parents, there are not only city programs, but there are also those at the schools for your children to be involved in. We see a lot of kids that are just kind of meandering around or wandering around, especially even during time periods of the holidays, and they have the opportunity to actually be a part of our program because we actually work during those time frames, especially over the Christmas holidays and Thanksgiving week or whatever, when the kids are off during spring break or fall break. Those are some of the time periods that we actually do coordinated camps and things of that nature. In our first segment, just wanted to ask you, Kirsten, your position with the Cottonwood Recreation Center as well as Parks and Recreation, you are the Recreation Coordinator too over Youth Services. Tell us, what does that entail?
So I do all the programming for the after-school program and summer camp. So basically I do all the planning of the activities and that sort of thing, that sort of nature. I also oversee the child care facility at the Recreation Center.
Okay. And so now also in your job description you do graphics design. And when did you get involved with graphics design?
Well, I got my degree in visual communications, which is graphic design.
Okay.
So, but I've also worked with kids for over the last 15 years. So
that speaks volumes in and of itself, because I mean, not only that, you have your own kids,
right.
So I mean, you're working with kids both day and night,
right?
And then you work also with the City Council's Youth Commission.
Yeah, absolutely.
And tell us a little bit about that too.
So that's a group of middle schoolers, teenagers, high schoolers in the Verde Valley. It's a service-oriented group, and basically they are the voice of the youth within the Verde Valley, and so they communicate with the council, and they basically tell them what's important to them, what would they like to see in the community, but also, like I said, it's a service-oriented group, so they're giving a lot back to the community, making those changes that they want to see here in the Verde Valley. So it's a good thing.
Which is really neat, because to watch the students actually go before the city council sometimes and watch them actually discuss with the council, right, and have council discuss back with them. Right. And it really is. It's the interaction.
It's scary.
Yeah, it is. But the interaction is great, and it's really it's kind of neat to see the kids do that and work that direction.
And it teaches them, leadership, and it kind of gives them a step up for their future endeavors. It gives them that experience to get out there and talk with these politicians and make an impact too, and feel like their actions really do serve a purpose.
And they did. They even with the Cottonwood Recreation Center, they were very active, involved in especially some of the areas of what's needed at the Recreation Center, and so the council actually discussed with them and then made some decisions based on what they had indicated. So we've been very fortunate to have you on board with the City of Cottonwood, and as the City Council saw fit to make the position full-time, which was about 2 years ago. And so as you provide services to the community in this context, what do you like most about your job? I mean, I guess that's kind of a tough one, but what exactly is that you like most about your job?
I really do like working with kids and just seeing that growth and development, and honestly just being able to be a kid myself with them, it's fun, and it's nice to have a job that's fun too.
As you see them actually starting to grow or whatever, you see the rewards, and that's the rewarding aspect of the job. So I think that's kind of neat. So you've indicated you've been working with children for about 12 years. And in this capacity in children's programming. So why do you feel it's important to have after-school programming within the Parks and Recreation Department, and what are the advantages of offering this type of programming on a city level?
Well, I think it's important for kids to have a safe place to go where they can learn and develop. But for us, I think, we have a unique opportunity because we have these city partnerships with the library, with the Recreation Center, now that we're not in that same facility, but not only that, but public safety as well. So, and even the local schools. So having those partnerships really makes our program that much more diverse and allows us to do so much more.
I think that's it, is the diversity there and stuff, and as well as the collaboration, it helps. We're going to be taking a break here for just a minute, and we'll come back and talk specifically as it pertains to the mission and some of the goals, as well as get into a little bit more as it pertains to both Kirsten as well as Deandra and what they do. And so join us here, come back for segment number 2, and we'll be right back. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood.
You're gonna take good care of him, right?
Oh, like he was my own dog. Trust me. That's good.
Not my baby!
Sorry.
You don't want your groomer distracted. No one wants you distracted behind the wheel. It only takes 1 second to change your life forever. Distracted driving involves anything that takes your focus off the road.
Stand with me. Be drug-free.
Stand with me. Be drug-free.
To make a difference, we must stand together. Stand with me. Be drug-free. Supporting our families and listening to our teens.
Stand with me, be drug-free.
Stand with me, be drug-free.
We are all one. No one is immune.
Stand with me, be drug-free.
Let's stand together for a healthier community.
Stand with me, be drug-free.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. And with me today, it's nice to both see Kirsten Hastings along with Deandra Mestis, and having them here to tell us specifically is kind of some of the things that they do, not only with the after-school program, but maybe a little as it pertains to the camp program. Kirsten, as the youth coordinator for the city's after-school program, what are the goals of your program?
Our goal is to inspire youth through fitness, enrichment, and fun. We focus on all aspects of the child's development and through different activities such as arts and sports and science and that sort of crafts, things like that.
So you've got a facility now that you can do more of the arts and crafts.
Yes,
because
we can get messy.
Yeah, I mean, and that was kind of the thing, is the back room back there now does allow for that.
Sure.
And then actually doing the layout like we did for the youth center, it's really kind of nice because even the floors can get messy and it's not too awfully bad to clean them up,
exactly.
As it was before.
We're not destroying the rec center.
That's right, right. So, and having that safe, secure environment for youth, definitely is a very positive plus. Sure. Tell us what's currently going on at the facility and what, if anything, is new on the horizon for this program.
Well, we've done a lot of renovations on the building itself, new floors, new paint, new AC unit. I mean, there's been a lot of money spent on the youth center, which is great. The outside's a little lacking. It's just more than it's just cosmetics for the most part. So I'd love to be able to see some paint up on it. So if anybody wants to come out and help paint, they can. I'd love to see some playground equipment. So that's on the wish list also. Maybe even like a gardening area.
I'd love to have a gardening area.
Yeah, it would be wonderful. So those are things that we're striving towards. Like I said, it's on the wish list, so we're working towards it.
It's a good thing to have wish lists, though.
Sure.
I mean, it really is. So Deandra, tell us a bit about yourself, your job title, what your job entails, what motivated you to work in an after-school program?
Well, I recently just graduated from Mingus, and my future plans are to go into the military eventually, and my job title basically is like youth counselor, and what that entails is helping the kids with their homework, making sure they are staying busy in our program and playing games with them, just basically being that extra friend for them. And what motivated me, I honestly love working with kids. I have siblings of my own, and so just being able to do that on a daily basis is really great for me.
So should we say go Navy?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I think that's great. I think it's a great goal of yours personally, and we'll be sorry to see you go, but we know specifically that you'll be in good hands. So it'll be kind of a neat thing for you as you turn that horizon and move that direction. So thank you for what you do. We'll be asking you a few more questions here in a little bit. What motivated the city to move this direction with relocation? I know we talked about that a little bit. We were talking about the needed space. What else impacted us to actually take the move and move into a larger facility?
Well, we just outgrew the space. We just had more kids than we could really fit in the rec center, and so we were overflowing into the event halls, which those are nice rooms for for people to be able to rent out for nice events, and can't do a whole lot of painting and messy play in there, so it was just not ideal. And when the opportunity came up for the Old Boys and Girls Club building, it was perfect.
It was nice, and I know that we're talking about the outside of the building, what it looks like, and it's a 1950s building, but in reality, when you go into the building itself, you guys have done a wonderful job. I mean, that place just looks really inviting. It's kind of a neat place. Kids were already used to it. Most of them were. So a lot of the parents the same way. So they know where it's located. So we're right down in Old Town. It's really kind of a nice thing. So I know that the square footage is between 1,500 and 1,800 square feet. You have additional storage downstairs. We're going to be actually making sure that we have that cordoned off and we just use it for storage facility downstairs. Now, are there any thoughts for the future grounds? I know you were talking about possibly gardening. It'd be great to have playground area. Is there any possibility, and I guess this would be something we can even ask the viewers, is not only volunteerism but gifting.
Absolutely.
And something like that would really be great too, because the city doesn't have all kinds of funds in order to drop at this project. And people think the city has tons of money, but in reality, when you're looking at vying for budget dollars on just a sales tax run community, the police department gets a lot, fire departments get a lot, because they are actually they're looked at as those are public safety services, and those actually are above and beyond what we look at. So anybody that would want to, that would be something would be very welcomed. Correct?
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. That's great.
Manpower, money, whatever
we can do. All right. So I think that that for the two of you, we get lots of questions now that the program is no longer housed at the rec center. Will kids still be able to swim both indoors, outdoors, seasonally, and utilize the rec center? That's been a lot of questions from people.
For sure, yeah. And it is such a great facility that being able to utilize it is great, and so I try to get the kids over there as often as I can. Typically half days, those kind of days, or times when we're open all day, we'll go over to the rec center, and that way they can utilize the rock wall, they can go swimming, the game room, that sort of thing, and the park's there as well. So it's really a great area. It's hard to fit that in just on the regular day-to-day after-school program, because it really is such a short period of time by the time everybody gets there. But we do like to keep those partnerships strong within the city programs with the rec center and the library and such that I mentioned.
Yeah,
so
it is great. It's really nice. It's the same way you were just talking about. Sure, we had a park over next to the recreation center, but you had to walk a ways. But there wasn't really any room. And what affords us now is that it affords a great opportunity for you get the kids out on a ball field and a big park area. It's flat and it's all fenced in, and it's a great place in order for you to actually launch in and get kids to move and get action-oriented stuff going on with them.
Especially at summer camp, we use that field a lot with slip and slide and kickball, and so it's phenomenal. It's great for just to have that open space. So there's so many things that the kids can do, and we can really let them burn off some steam.
That's really good. And then the parents really like it too, because at night they collapse. No. All righty. Well, we're going to take another break here, and we'll be back in just one moment for segment 3, and both with Kirsten and Deandra, and we'll be asking a little bit more of the questions as to specifics with the program for our after school. I'm Richard Faust, your host, and enjoy your afternoon. Come back and watch the rest of our program. Thank you.
You're gonna take good care of him, right?
Oh, like he was my own dog. Trust me.
Oh, that's good. Not my baby!
Sorry.
You don't want your groomer distracted. No one wants you distracted behind the wheel. It only takes 1 second to change your life forever. Distracted driving involves anything that takes your focus off the road.
Stand with me. Be drug-free.
Stand with me. Be drug-free.
To make a difference, we must stand together. Stand with me. Be drug-free. Supporting our families and listening to our teens.
Stand with me. Be drug-free.
Stand with me. Be drug-free.
We are all one. No one is immune.
Stand with me. Be drug-free.
Let's stand together for a healthier community.
Stand with me. Be drug free.
Welcome back to our third segment of Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. And as we talked to both Deandra and Kirsten, we're getting a little bit more information as to how we actually function within our after-school program. And I'll kind of switch gears a bit with a little bit more in depth pertaining to the City of Cottonwood's program and youth programming opportunities. And so, Deandra, how many kids attend the after-school program?
Typically, day by day, around 20 to 25 currently.
Okay, so you guys have your hands full. With that amount, what are the operating times for the after-school program?
It honestly depends on the school schedule because we like to work with them a lot. So basically, if it's a half day, early release, whenever they get out, we're open until most parents get off of work.
Yeah, right now they're putting up flyer information, so you got that on your screen as well. What are the ages of the kids that attend the program at this point in time?
Kindergarten through middle school.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's great. And what is the staff to child ratio? Because we get that asked a lot as well.
It's typically 1 to 8.
1 to 8. Is there a reason for that?
Just that way we don't have too many kids to where one person can't look over so many kids, so it's easier to have those extra eyes and hands.
And there is, I think there's a state
there
regulation?
There is a state regulation,
okay,
yes.
Yeah, that we can't have any more kids than maximum, I think, or something like that. So so we actually perform in that context of things. So how do the kids get to this after-school program site at the new, or at the youth center?
We typically pick them up at their bus stops. We have a few bus stops near the youth center, some by the tavern. And for CES and CMS, we do go pick up those kids and walk them back to the youth center with us.
So this is something that we work out with in the elementary school then. So this is part of the collaboration effort that we actually do, that you guys do. You guys do a great job. What schools do the kids come from?
CES, CMS, MBP, DDB, Clarkdale, Desert Star, and Montessori.
So quite a few.
Yeah.
So you guys are working with just about everybody out there.
Pretty much.
And a lot of parents from throughout the Verde Valley, in fact. So that's something that, a lot of people just don't understand. It's not for just Cottonwood, it's for through the entire Verde Valley.
Yes.
Is the kids are actually having an after-school program in order to go to dedicate their time to, as well as get functional, I think more so than anything else, and have something to do during that time slot. Gives parents that opportunity to work and not worry about their children as they're definitely taken care of. And so what is the cost, and is there a discount?
So we do have a punch card system, so it's around $6 a day, and we do have sibling discounts and financial assistance.
Okay. Is that a percentage basis on the discounts then, or what is that?
It's a 15% discount
15%. All right. And what about days when the schools have early release or the closed? Is the youth center still open?
Yes, we talk to the schools and coordinate our schedule based on their school schedule for the year.
Okay, so so when they're out for both, like we were indicating earlier, so fall break or spring break, what other times that you guys were open? Pretty much.
President's Day, basically when school's out, we're open.
So that's even on like you said, so on any holiday, you guys are open.
Right.
All right.
Upcoming is Labor Day, and we'll be open all day, 8 to 6 that day. So.
All right. And so now I understand you also feed them snacks. What do you feed them at the youth center?
We try to stay healthier, so we'll do like yogurt tubes with granola bars or grapes, carrots, just typically smaller things like that. We try to do pretzels, goldfish, just easier, simple snacks.
And I think that they're somewhat nutritious too, because I mean that's something we're definitely trying to abide
Most
by.
definitely.
So at least giving them a nutritious snack and offering them something along those lines. Like you said, we're with grapes, cheese sticks, or carrot sticks, and stuff like that. I mean that's definitely healthy food. That's probably better than what I eat sometimes.
Being part of the Parks and Recreation Department, there's this, sense that
there is health,
we need
wealth,
to be healthy, especially with childhood obesity and everything.
That's right, health and wellness. I mean, it is. It's a big plus for us.
Yes.
So, what types of activities will kids be involved in at the Recreation Youth Center?
We have a wide variety. Now that we have the art room, we do a lot of different crafts and stuff like that. Like around different holidays, we do crafts based on that holiday.
Oh, cool.
We do have a separate homework room in the back of our facility, which is we call our quiet room, which is where they can do homework. We do have games and stuff like that back there for when they do finish with their homework. We do a variety of outside games, and then we have our main area. We have foosball tables, a dance game, a stage for theatricals. We have ping pong tables, air hockey, and an indoor basketball hoop. So they have a huge variety of activities that are available to them.
So is there, as the kids are involved in programs, are there like one or two things going on at the same time within the facility, or even more?
Yeah, especially with the different ages. You know, we'll gear some crafts maybe towards the younger kids, and some of the older kids might be involved in a game of dodgeball outside. So we try to make it fit everybody and give them some options.
I think that's great. It's an awesome type of a program. I think that a lot of the adults can even say, well, that's something that I was involved with when, in the summer camp programs when I was a kid. That's kind of because that's what I did too. It was very similar to that. So what values do the staff of the after-school program adhere to?
We try to adhere to like the values of like friendship and stuff like that, make sure that the kids can create those long-lasting friendships, and like honesty also, keep the kids, honest and nice.
Teach respect.
Respect, yes.
I think that goes along with, the goal that's there to inspire youth through fitness, enrichment, and fun.
Exactly.
And
yes.
so that actually then encompasses everything as, friendships and, establishing that and teaching respect, for one another and each
yes.
other and things of that nature. So I think that's great. So who do we contact to get additional information on this program?
So you can contact, you can come by the rec center where, you can't come to the rec center.
You can come to the rec center too. Yeah.
Come to the rec center, the front desk can answer questions. You can go to the youth center, which is located at 215 East Pima in Old Town, basically where the farmers market is held.
Right.
And I'm there every day.
Okay.
You can call, the phone number for the youth center is 639-3200, extension 3223.
Okay.
So, or you can email me, and my email is khastings@cottonwoodaz.gov.
There you go. Yeah. So if you want your children to participate in a well-run activity location, as well as providing for those attributes that we were just discussing, that would be the place to go. And so that's one of the things that we do, is why we bring this to the attention of the community, is because it is such an outreach into the community, and the cost is very little. And so it's one of those things where people that need to have a dual working family, a lot of times that's what you have to do. And this is a good place to be able to bring kids, especially during that time frame, and not have latchkey kids or anything else. It's directly involving with your children, and it's a great program. So I want to thank both of you for being here today. Thank you both in that context, and as we look, Deandra, as you head towards the Navy in that context as well, good luck to you.
Thank
and
you.
We hope the best for you, and thank you very much for being here today as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Both of you did a great job this afternoon. And so again, if you have any questions or need contact information, just get hold of us. And thank you for joining us today for Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood.